Hello and welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be having a look at how to set up a nice budget-friendly YouTube setup in your house. Now this video is going to be targeted towards people that are, like I just said, budget conscious. Maybe you don't have the money to shell it, get the fancy studio lights and the backdrops and the props and the cameras and all that. It's for you, but also for those of us that live in a rental property or somewhere where you can't paint the wall, where you can't nail things into the wall. Maybe you got to film in a bedroom like I am. It's for you. So if that's something you're into, subscribe to the channel below, hit that thumbs up button, and let's jump into what we need to do. Step number one is you're gonna need to find a nice wide wall to film against. Now, the one I'm filming against is about 3 meters wide from the corner to the corner. Now this actually, the door opens over here. So you can see how close I am to the door there, and then it goes around the corner there. So relatively, 2.5, 3 meters, that should be about right. But also when keeping this in mind, you need to have a little bit of space in front of this wall because you need to put your camera somewhere. Now I'm currently filming on a 35mm prime, so my camera is about 1 meter in front of me on the tripod. If you don't have a camera and you're planning on filming on your iPhone or like an Android phone, the normal lens for those tend to be around the 25 to 28mm, so it could be even closer. So you don't need too much space, but a little bit of space, 1 meter or 2 would be ideal. I'm assuming you have a tripod. If you don't, you can just chuck a chair in front of you, stack some books up, prop it up that way. If you don't have a tripod, I do recommend it. The Amazon Basics ones on Amazon are super cheap and actually pretty decent. So I'll leave that link down below if you want to check it out. They're so cheap, like 20 bucks, 25 bucks, something like that. Super cheap down below. So once you've got that all set up, we're gonna get a backdrop. Okay, because like I said, if we're in a rental property, you probably can't paint the wall. You probably can't actually put wallpaper down or nail in wood or whatever it is. So a backdrop like this is the cheapest and easiest way to get something to look interesting. So this one here, I'll leave link down below, cost me $25. It is a vinyl backdrop, so it is printed. And at this distance, it actually looks pretty good. If you get really close, it's actually pretty pixelated, but it's not too bad. And you can see, I haven't even like properly ironed it yet. It's still got creases in it. So like, that's just my bad. I haven't got around to that. I don't even think I own an iron. So anyway, I need to do that. But I've literally just like thumbtacked it to the wall. You could use blue tack, whatever it is. And I think this one it's 7 feet wide by 5 feet, roughly. Okay, so $25 for that. And they have different styles. They got this Peter McKinnon wood look. They have a brick, they have another type of wood, a couple of flat colors. You choose which you prefer. And it just really elevates it, right? Because the downside to filming against a white wall is white tends to pick up a lot of shadows and it can just, looks quite boring, to be honest. And so this really just elevates it just that little bit. So if we're looking at the budget, we're, all right, $25 for the backdrop, we're looking at $25 for the sticks, so sorry, the tripod, so we're at $50, okay? Now, that's not a whole lot of money. If you've already got a tripod, perfect. You could probably even get one off like Facebook Marketplace, even cheaper. But yeah, the backdrop is really gonna lift it. Now I do have a lamp, obviously. That's just to bring some warm light, a little bit of difference, just change it up a little bit. I already had this. I'm assuming you probably do as well. Everyone's got lamps in the house. Have something to the side. If you have a plant in the house, put it to the side. Just a little bit of garnish, to make it look a little interesting. And then really, the next thing is lighting. So I am using a studio light. It is actually a pretty cheap one. It's like $120, which isn't that much for a studio light. So that'll be linked below as well if you want to check it out. But I understand, maybe you don't want to spend that much money on a light. Maybe this is just a hobby. You just don't want to drop the 100. What I recommend is film in front of a window. So where I am now, I'll show you. Let's do this inception thing, which we've done a few times now. All right, so we obviously got the camera and then we got this window back here. Okay, and if that was open, I would get enough direct light in here to make this shot look good. In fact, let's demonstrate that right now. So here we are with the studio light on, and now I'm going to swap it around. So studio light will go off, and now we are just using the window light. And as you can see, it actually doesn't do too bad of a job. So that's another thing. If you can find a wall with a window in front or at least to the side or close to you, that's gonna help a lot at getting some natural light in, at least until you get to the point where you are comfortable investing in a light. I'll just turn that back on now. We're filming on our phone, okay? So the phone, we're assuming we already have, maybe you can use mum or dad's, but everyone's got a phone these days. So we're filming on the phone, and that doesn't cost us any money. The backdrop's costing us 25. We decided we need to pick up a tripod. It cost us another 25, so we're at 50. And then we filmed with a window, so we didn't need a light. But if we wanted a light, it's another 100, so we're at $150 for a pretty decent setup. And I think the takeaway here is use what you've got, right? Like if you already have, you know, if you've got a lamp, use that as your set decoration. You've got a light, use that for the nice natural light that you can get so that you can set up a nice budget-friendly YouTube filming setup, or just any sort of filming setup for next to no money. Anyway guys, if you enjoyed this video, hit that thumbs up button because it really helps the video do well. Subscribe to the channel to see more videos. I don't even know what the channel's doing at the moment. I'm just doing videos that I think are fun. So yeah, subscribe if you want to go on that journey. Yeah, until that, see you guys.